In this video I'm going to be going over every creature in the Crystal Isles expansion mod. So before we start, this is of course a mod, which means you can only get it on PC, and this mod is specifically for Crystal Isles, and these creatures all spawn on Crystal Isles. This mod was also made by the person who made the entire map of Crystal Isles, so this is what the developer intended for the map. First we have the Crystal Snow Owl. This one spawns in purple and white colors, so that's the usual colors that can be found around the map in the Arctic areas. After that, I cannot remember what this thing is called, but it basically is a Deinonychus with like this blue streak going around. I think it hunts at night, or it's kind of more of a night creature and it glows in the dark. After that is the Crystal Dodic. It's got some huge crystals on its back and on its tail that it can beat stuff with. After that is the Crystal Moth, or the Crystal Lymantria, just like all the other crystal creatures, but it has some really cool colors. After that is the Crystal Ankylo. This one looks really cool because it has those huge crystals all over its tail, and then it's just got crystals going up and down its head. Next is the Crystal Griffin, which was actually in the original Crystal Isles DLC, but they removed it when they actually added it to the game, so they just transferred it over to the mod. This one's like the Snow Owl and it spawns in purple colors. After that we have the Crystal Rock Drake. This would have spawned in the Rock Drake Den that is in the floating island area, because of course all the Rock Drakes ended up getting removed from that area. After that is the Crystal Mammoth. This one is pretty unique because it has this weird glowing ability all up the side of it, and you can definitely notice a lot more in game. You can't really see it on video here, but it looks pretty cool. After that is the Crystal Magmasaur. Not much to say, just a Magmasaur with a bunch of orange crystals on it, and it has all the regular abilities. I believe spawns in the Ember biome as well. After that is the Crystal Megachelon, or the Giant Turtle. This one is really cool because it's got some really cool color patterns as well as stripes, and then it's got crystals going all down its head, and then it spawns with the vegetation on the back, which the normal one does as well. After this one is interesting is the Crystal Golem, but the model for the Crystal Golem is actually the Atlas one, and then they just took it, changed the colors, and then changed all the lightning inside of it, and then added crystals to the side of it. And then we have the Crystal Shieldhorn. So this is just like the other Atlas one. This is basically a reskin of a Trike. They put an Atlas and then they took it from Atlas and put it in here. Next is the Ember Yeti. So this is basically a Tyrannus with this fire and all over stuff of it. So of course there's the Ember Crystal Wyvern. It's basically like that. It's got the fire all over it. After that is the Crystal Razortooth. The Razortooth is a creature from Atlas as well, and is a reskin of a Yeti. Then they took that and put it into the game. I think it looks really cool. I think it's got the poison thing though, so it's like a poison crystal one. Next is a custom creature. It's like the Drake or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really cool. It's kind of a smaller dragon that you can use as mobility. It's pretty fast. It has some dragon attacks, as well as that spin ability. So as you can see, this is what it looks like when you're actually using it, and it has a huge fire breath that can light the ground on fire. Next is the Grand Ember Trust. This is basically just a phoenix, but except for it can land on the ground, which normal phoenixes can't do that. It has a few differences and spawns near the volcano, so it doesn't have to be a heat stroke when it actually spawns. Next is the Pegasus. I think this one's really cool. I think it's actually the Ember Pegasus. There's no normal one, there's just this. So basically, a unicorn, except for it can fly. So I always thought it'd be pretty cool to have a Pegasus type creature in the game. Anyway, next is the Crystal Paraceratherium. This is actually the X variant that was made the crystal version. Then we have the Crystal RG. I think this one actually looks really cool. It has some really cool colors, as you can see. It looks very different from the original RG and a lot different from any of the other variants. After that is the Crystal Therizinosaur. This one's kind of like the RG. It looks very different from any variant we've seen of this mod. Next is a completely custom creature. It's like some floating golem. It's probably one of the weirdest ones out of all of them. So you can see it has this fist attack where you can like pump down, and then it has this main ability where you can do this like ball thing, and then it will summon a bunch of tornadoes around you, which can pull things in. I don't really know, but it's another custom creature to this mod. After that is the Crystal Stygimoloch. So the Stygimoloch was added to the Archaeology event, but it was just a skin, so it wasn't actually in the game. Then we have the Crystal Deinonychus, so it's, the Deinonychus but with crystals all over it, and a really cool kind of red color palette as well as some other colors. After that we have the Crystal Basilisk. This one looks pretty similar to the original Basilisk, but with a more vibrant color palette as well as the crystals on its head, just like all the other variants. After that is the Snow Crystal Otter. So like there's two otter variants, and then there's this thing, can't remember what it's called. It's like a little dragon. And then there's the regular crystal otter. So there's two different types of crystal otters. There's this one and the snow one. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, then make sure to leave a like on it and also subscribe. I also have a Discord server if you'd like to join. I'll have a link in the description for that as well. Now we're moving on to the liquified creatures. These are basically just blue skeletal creatures with glowing hearts, and they're found in the Eldritch Isle area. This one is the liquified raptor, and then we have the liquified alpha raptors. It's just the alpha variant that's the skeletal version. Then we have the liquified Bronto. This is probably the biggest of all the liquified creatures. Of course, all of these creatures spawn in the Eldritch Isle, like I said, and they're all, I believe, untamable and meant to, be scary for that biome. After that is the liquified Thyla. Now, there's no actual skeleton variant. This skeleton file was actually taken from another mod, so that's where the skeleton variant of the Thyla came from, and that's how a lot of these liquified creatures are, and I'll mention that when they come. Next is the skeletal trike, or the liquified trike. It's just like a regular trike, and it's found in the biome. Next is the liquified griffin. This one's also taken from the mod, which I think this is actually a really cool looking one. A skeleton griffin would be really cool in the game, but this variant also looks pretty cool, and it has these kind of like transparent wings as well. Then we have the liquified T-Rex. Of course, they're gonna have the T-Rex in there, probably the most iconic of the creatures, probably one of the cool skeleton creatures. But yeah, also these, I've noticed that these are a little bit transparent, so you can kind of see through the bones a little bit. After that is the liquified Spino. This is not in the regular game, so this is a mod that it adds the skeleton Spino, and then they just took that and made it into this liquified variant of it. After that is the liquified Wyvern. So all they did was they take the skeleton model and added these transparent wings, which look kind of cool. And then of course this is probably one of the few flyers of the liquified creatures. And it also has a custom breath that is like a blue fire. After that is the liquified Quetzal. This one doesn't have any transparent wings, so it looks kind of weird just flapping the bones, so it doesn't really make sense with the physics and all that. I don't know if all of these are aggressive, like it'd be kind of weird if a Quetzal was trying to attack you. But next we have the Alpha Liquified Wyvern. So it's just the regular liquified one, but the Alpha variant, so stronger, bigger, just like all the other ones with the orange glow around them. And then after that we are going to have the liquified Alpha T-Rex. So, just like the other one, it is the Alpha variant of the T-Rex. It is bigger, stronger, all of that. And then next is the surprising one, is the liquified Indominus Rex. I think I actually spawned this one in by accident, and it's kind of a cool one. Obviously they wouldn't have any Indominus Rex in the game, and this one also is a mod from a different mod. I think it's from 2 different mods actually. And then next is the liquified Gigas. This is one of the bigger ones, the probably biggest carnivore in the game. Next is the liquified Stego. Now the weird thing about this is none of the animations work, so it looks really weird and just sits there. But finally we have the liquified Jerboa. So this is literally just the Jerboa, and it looks kind of weird because it has no ears, but there is a skeleton variant of the Jerboa. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Also, I opened a new merch store, so if you'd like to go buy some merch with my logo on it, of course, I'll have a link in the description to that. Also, make sure to join the Discord server and follow me on Twitter as well. There'll be links in the description for those as well. But anyway, thanks for watching, and bye.